No, not the kind with wings. No, not the kind with halos. The kind that bring you home when home becomes a strange place. And I'll follow your voice, and all you have to do is shout it out. All because of you.
Great, guys. Thank you. Who's that guy holding the camera?
That looked good when you were doing that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Did you ever seen that happen before, Natalie?
No.
See, it's new.
First time.
It's new for 2010. Anyways,
You're multitasking.
yes, we're multitasking. So, like, what kind of subject matter do you guys cover in the lyrics of the group?
For the most part.
Yeah.
What do you think?
There's a lot of life experience and relationships and just the day-to-day kerfuffle that goes on, and pretty much whatever kind of inspires to write gets written about.
Who writes the songs? Oh,
I do.
You do?
Yeah. I mean, throughout the band, we all write together once they get going off the bat.
So you have to think of everything, or do like you say, oh, this happened to me, so maybe there's a song about it?
Everything that happens to me is the cause of him, so he writes about it anyways. No, but Mike's has always been the primary lyric writer, basically since I've been with the band, and he comes to the jam house with the majority of the ideas and the song ideas and a lot of the rhythms behind it, and we just kind of all put a spin into it and kind of agree and disagree and kind of evolve the songs that way, and they kind of morph into what they are now.
Do you guys ever fight about it, or it's always?
No, we don't fight.
No? Has the band ever gone to a fight? Like, minus the members that aren't here, but like the current members now?
No.
No.
No, we're good.
And even the band members that aren't here, it's never ended really on a distasteful note. It's basically real life takes over and people pursue different avenues and jobs, and so it's always, all of the past members come out to shows, and we're still in touch with everybody, and so there's never been a real dislike for anybody to take off or leave. It's just been a base, like an amicable split.
Has there always been 3 members, or that changes too, the number of people in the band?
There was 5 at one point. Yeah, there was 5 at one point.
We had a keyboardist and backup vocalist.
Just a backup vocalist? That's all they did?
That's she did, yeah. Sometimes play the tambourine. Yeah, we've had a lot of different members on and off over the years.
Yeah.
Come and go. Tried different things throughout the albums. I mean,
what do you like the best, and which
3.
one works the best? You like?
I find 3 works the best.
How come?
Three's pretty tight. Like there's one of each instrument. The main instruments, drums, bass, and guitars, and it's each instrument can really kind of feed off of each other. Drums follow the bass of the rhythms, and guitars get to follow the rhythms and add a little bit of flavor to it. And so right now the trio thing is working out for us.
You could learn how to do keyboards, and then you could be the bass player.
We could use if you want to play bass. Come on, do a gig with us.
That would be, that could be fun. I can play keyboards too, actually.
Oh, well then.
But, I don't know if they need it. I was going to ask you, with 3, it's like kind of a lean sound, right? You don't have the lushness of a second guitar player or a keyboard player or that kind of stuff.
Well, it's kind of funny. Like the 3 of us that we have right now as musicians, we've all been playing our instruments for 20 some odd years, and we've all played with gear and gone through different amp configurations and different drum tones, and so as an individual we really kind of look after our own tone. And it's as a 3-piece right now, it's a wall of sound. Like it's really full, it's thick. And
so what do you do as a guitar player to like really tweak your sound? And I'm assuming you're making it your own sound, so you got this really kind of unique sound that you're happy about.
Yeah, at the moment, it's a pretty thick sound. Marshall amps that go to 11, and Spinal Tap it a little bit, and kind of get different humbuckers for the Les Paul, and just kind of play around with different gains. And
what about effects? What
effects are really simple live. It's basically there's a wah on the floor, a flanger, a phaser, and a delay.
just all separate, plugged in.
Yeah,
line?
separate pedals
Yeah.
that go in, and you just kind of tastefully add them into certain little areas. So you get that during a bridge or during a lead. It kind of picks it out, and then
Have
off
you,
again. And there
have you
go.
ever considered going with one of those newer effects like the pod or any of those kind of things? Or
We've
is
been
that
there.
just
We've been there, yeah.
yeah? But you
Yeah.
like, but you like the single pedals.
A tube amp is there's nothing that can beat a tube amp.
Yeah.
You know, there's for studio applications where if you're going with a pod or a line 6 or you're going solid state, you have a lot of flexibility within a studio to really get different tones. But for live, you really want to keep it pretty simple, and you want to keep your gear simple, and so that if there is any type of issues, you know exactly how to police the issue. And really, when we play live, it's a pretty thick sound, so there's not really a whole lot of need for different amp configurations or different effects. We concentrate on the playing, we concentrate on each song, and very little effects go into really anything.
Now, do you power your pedals with batteries, or do you have them AC?
No, everything's AC.
Okay. And what do you do for bass effects?
I'll play on anything.
Like
I just really straight bass.
that's it, just plug
Yeah.
right into the amp and go.
And I have no favorites or anything. I'll play on anything.
And what's your what kind of amp do you use? Just
Trainer, and then I also play out of I use a Music Man, Ernie Ball, 4-string, just standard.
Do you have a memory about playing live that really stands out? Well, I guess it'd be one each, unless you have the same one.
Well, we've had some pretty awesome shows in the past.
Biggest memory for me, Whiskey A Go Go in LA. That was always a big thing to get down to Los Angeles and play, and we did a tour out west and between Vegas and Los Angeles, and that was a big one for me to remember. That was a pretty cool show.
now, how long ago was that?
Was about 5 years ago?
Was that with Breathe?
4 years ago? Yeah.
And so you drove down again at that
Yeah.
time. What was the? Did you have any issues with getting your gear and
No.
across the border?
No,
or
we were pretty
work
legit.
permits or anything
We
like
actually
that?
crossed the border on the day that the Gulf War started, wasn't it? Or
I don't know what. I don't know
it was
if
it was
golf
one,
or
it was
what,
something
but
that started back in was it 2001, but we crossed the border the day that started, so it was you had to have your papers, everything serial numbered, and you know,
It was all
we were
good.
kind of lucky that we didn't get pulled over and get everything kind of tossed out of the
Yeah.
van, but we were prepped for it. We had all of our papers ready to cross the border. And
Like, were you
Yeah,
able to
work.
play all the way from here to there? Or
No,
did you go
we
there?
started in Vegas into LA.
Yeah. Where did you play in Vegas? Like one of the big casinos, or?
No, we played.
No. Played a bunch of different, basically like a bunch of different roadhouses and live venues. We didn't play anything that was really along the strip or anything like that, but just a little bit off the beaten track where all the indie bands were doing some showcasing and so it was a good experience. It was fun. We met a lot of good bands on the road. It was a really good music scene, and we just decided to hop on with it.
Do you want to do another one for us?
Sure.
Now, is this one
Yeah.
is this the original one? We're
It's
gonna
pull
do-
through,
Okay.
and it's on the album.
Is it easy, or do you just pretend that it doesn't hurt you, even when I approach you, see how things are without me by your side? I didn't mean to hurt you, I didn't mean to make you cry. But when I wake up, when I'm much too proud to hear you talk about things that we say out loud here in the morning, can I still breathe? Did I make you? Did I break you? Did I leave you all to blame? Or to disappoint you, make you see through the beauty of it all? I didn't mean to hurt you,